Traveling, and I stopped at the TSA checkpoint at the Orlando airport, and who should be there but Senator Joe Lieberman.
Really?
He was getting patted down as well, and I believe he's joining us right now via the miracle of satellite technology. Good morning to you, Senator.
Good morning, Steve, Gretchen, and Brian. Yes, I was there in the Jacksonville airport. I saw a familiar-looking face seeming to be selling books at the airport.
It's gotten like that.
You were exactly
and it
right.
turned out to be Steve. Yeah. It was so
and
we both went through it.
You know, and I always thought that senators had got special treatment. No, he had to take his shoes off. He had to take out his wallet and his belt and everything. And
how much
your beautiful
did he
wife
have?
was there as well.
Senator Lieberman, how much money do you have?
In that wallet?
I carry about $50,
Yeah.
but there's always something in there for you, Brian, if you're ever in need. Really.
Well, let me make a segue from money in your wallet to taxes, because that's what a lot of people are talking about right now when it comes to the two candidates for the presidency. I'm interested in, specifically, I'm interested in your view about this morning, Senator, because you were a Democrat. You are now an independent. But one would surmise that maybe you wouldn't completely agree with Republican John McCain's tax plan, or do you?
Well, I do right now because of the recession. I at different times have voted to raise taxes on the wealthiest Americans, but I think if you do that now, you're going to really take us from a recession into something deeper, because these are the people who invest. But I think the Joe the Plumber exchange with Barack Obama is really what raised this up. And to me, I'm totally with McCain on this, because Joe the Plumber is obviously not a rich guy. He's a hardworking middle-class guy who, like most middle-class men and women, want to be rich. And when Obama said to him, yes, I'm going to raise your taxes because I'm going to spread the wealth to people basically who need it more than you do, I think that was a total misreading of who Joe is. He's not a rich guy with a lot of extra money. He's trying to make his way up. And it's a misreading of what has made America great, what brought my grandparents here, what helped my parents, who were both small business people, send my two sisters and me to college. I mean, that's the American story, and I think that's what's on the line in this election. We're
going to play a snippet of the new Joe the Plumber campaign ad that the McCain people have put out coming up on the other side of this. But, Senator, we've noticed in some of the polls, and in fact, the brand new Gallup tracking polls has the race tightening. Do you think it's because of the Joe the Plumber thing? Do you think it's because of some of the crazy things that Joe Biden's been saying? What's going on?
I think there's at least three things happening here. The first are that Senator Biden and Senator Obama both made mistakes or said some things that really agitated people. Senator Biden really drawing attention to the fact that Senator Obama is untested as a leader. He will be tested. John McCain is tested, and he's ready for anything that comes. Secondly, the whole exchange with Joe the Plumber. I think the third thing going on here is as you get closer to the election, people stop just reflex reacting. Let's change. And they look at the two candidates and they say, wow, Obama's smart and well-spoken, but no resume, no record of accomplishment, no record of working across party lines to actually get things done, which is what we need in the next president. And I think that's why it's going to move back to McCain. I'm not kidding myself. This is a tough environment for John, but he is really ready to be the president we need.
You know, Senator, we're going to talk to you after the break, because they're comparing where Senator McCain is to where you and Al Gore were in 2000 in terms of distance. When we come back, that story, and Rush Limbaugh will be joining us in a little while.
It's a big show. Put down the remote.
Of missing our special primetime lineup, only on Fox News Channel.
Listen to Joe Biden talking about what electing Barack Obama will mean.
Mark my words. It will not be 6 months before the world tests Barack Obama. The world is looking. We're going to have an international crisis to test the mettle of this guy. I guarantee you it's going to happen.
It doesn't have to happen. Vote McCain.
I'm John McCain, and I approve this message.
I bet he did.
Yeah, Senator Lieberman still with us, big proponent with John McCain, one of his key allies. That ad, effective, right to one of John McCain's strengths, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And coming out of Joe Biden's mouth, I mean, Joe Biden spoke the truth. Presidents in the last two administrations, first year President Clinton, President Bush, both saw our country attacked in the first year by the Islamic terrorists. Who do you want there if that, God forbid, happens again? John McCain is a tested leader. But Joe Biden went beyond that, and I think there's some validity to it. And he said because Senator Obama is untested, he will be tested, or probably will be, by others like maybe Putin, maybe Chavez, maybe others like that. And, boy, there was an interesting second thing Joe Biden said, and I'd like to have some people ask him about it, which is that he said to the Obama supporters there, at first, a lot of people, it may not seem that what President Obama, so to speak, does is right. We're going to need your help. What did he mean by that? Did he mean that the reaction? Yeah. So look, it all comes back to the central issue here, which is who's ready to be president.
But the fascinating thing, Senator,
it's clearly McCain.
The fascinating thing with that whole dialogue from Senator Biden was that you would think that everyone in the Obama camp is saying, whatever you do, don't bring up national security. Because that, because that's a top line thing for John McCain. And so now you don't even have John McCain. John McCain's been trying to bring up national security back into this whole election process. And now you have the vice presidential candidate on the other side bringing it up. How mad is Obama right now at Biden?
My guess is he's not too happy. You're absolutely right. And look, the campaign switched when the financial meltdown began in the middle of September. McCain was ahead by 2 or 3 points in the polls, and then there was a reflex reaction to Obama. I don't think it made sense, because even for the economic crisis, I think you want somebody who's tested under pressure, who's brought people together to actually solve problems like McCain has. But the last thing the Obama campaign would want is to have it go back to national security and leadership, tested leadership, which is McCain. So I think this is a very important ad that the McCain campaign has put up today, and I think it's going to help make this a real race to the finish.
Okay. All right, Joe the Senator, Lieberman's his last name, and politics is his game, and we thank you very much for joining us today from Boston.
Great to be with you. Have a great weekend.
You as well, sir.
If you're going to be patted down next to another man, you'd prefer it be Senator Lieberman.
I'd prefer not to really watch.
Okay. Some polls show Senator Obama with the lead over John McCain, but that lead may not hold until Election Day. We'll tell you why next.
Nugent says no more. He's sick of Sarah getting slammed, and he's blasting back. But it ain't at Barack. Who does he have in his sights? Find out on an explosive Your World.